Egypt was a vast kingdom of the ancient world. In 30 centuries, it had an economic and cultural influence on the whole African region. It reached the pinnacle of its power and became a preeminent civilization in the Mediterranean world as well. Moreover, Egypt pioneered the art of medicine. Egyptians stunned the world with their treatments and remedies to clear out disease. They had the knowledge to invent tremendous ways to get rid of a huge number of diseases, especially the kidney disorders. And at the present time, nephrology is one of the most questionable fields of medicine, and the Egyptian Society of Nephrology and Transplantation came to find the answers for multiple questions that needed an answer. The Egyptian Society of Nephrology and Transplantation was established in 1965. Let us have a quick glimpse of the Society's dominant history of accomplishments.
My name is May Hasaballah, Professor of Internal Medicine and Nephrology, Cairo University. I am the current president of the Egyptian Society of Nephrology and Transplantation, and I'm very proud to belong to this entity, with active members and volunteers that work hard with dedication and enthusiasm to achieve the goals and bridge the gaps. I am the 13th president, which is a lucky number, and I am the first lady in a chain of great leaders that started back in 1965 with the first initiative to establish the society. But actual activity started in 1980 with the presidency of Professor Hasaballah, who happens to be my late father, and for that I'm very grateful and proud. Well, the first visible activity was the first National Congress of the Egyptian Society of Nephrology in 1981, and this continued every year ever since. Well, the second part was the establishment of the Egyptian National Kidney Foundation, which grew to become an active member of the IFKF, of which Professor Gamal Saadi, a former president of the ESNT, had his presidency between 2016 and 2018. The Journal of the Egyptian Society of Nephrology was first announced in 1997, now becoming operated by international publisher. It's rewarding to see how the society continued to grow and expand over the years under successive leadership, with actively growing programs for the continuous medical education, training programs, outreach programs, chapters, etc. And this, of course, for the service of its membership and for the welfare of our patients. Now we have more than 2,300 active members and over 1,000 associate members. And we had our 40th ESNT Congress held just 1 week ago. Indeed, we know that there are major challenges that need to be addressed, but we believe that we can have a better tomorrow and that together we can make it change. We extend our hands for the collaboration of each and everyone, and we are determined to pursue with our efforts for success and to continue with our goals and practices. Learn from the experience of others and pass on our experience to generations ahead.
What did ESNT accomplish through the years?
I'm Ayman Rifai, the President-elect of the Egyptian Society of Nephrology and Transplantation. In a few minutes, I'm going to summarize some of the ESNT achievements. Since the establishment of ESNT, several achievements were successfully accomplished. However, the last decade had witnessed a rapidly increasing progress in these achievements. The first achievement was the continuous medical education, a strong program powered by the huge efforts of late Professor Hussein Shuaisha, who was recognized by the International Society of Nephrology as a champion and leader of nephrology education. ESNT Virtual Nephrology Academy was established, where thousands of lectures and videos are well archived and freely available to all nephrologists worldwide. Moreover, outreach programs were conducted by ESNT ambassadors to cover nephrology service not only in Egypt, but in African countries as well. The second achievement was the Journal of Egyptian Society of Nephrology and Transplantation, ESNT, a peer-reviewed online journal operated by one of the largest open access publishers worldwide, which is Walter Cloud's Midnote. The journal is indexed in Google Scholar, Inari, China National Knowledge Infrastructure, EBSCO, etc. Another important achievement is the Egyptian Renal Data System, a dedicated registry chapter group with a task force activity to maintain sustainable yearly reports. The first preliminary report was presented in 2016 and evolved over the years to include not only numbers but also patients' data and outcomes. Another important achievement was the ESNT Best Practice Guidelines, which was published in the field of hemodialysis, kidney transplantation, and women's rights. The guidelines were prepared by experts who inspired the international guidelines and modified them to fill the gaps and optimize the nephrology service in our country. Moreover, ESNT has established several specialized chapters in clinical nephrology, hemodialysis, transplantation, registry, AKI, interventional nephrology, and stem cells. Each chapter is ruled by an expert team responsible for organizing its own activities and meetings. Last but not least, the majority of ESNT president and board members are well represented in several regional and international societies. The African Society of Nephrology, the African Society of Organ Transplantation, the Arab Society of Nephrology and Renal Transplantation, Middle East Society of Organ Transplantation, and the International Society of Nephrology. Finally, I would like to thank WCN 2022 for offering this opportunity to present some of the ESNT achievements.
ESNT bridged in the gaps and inspired young nephrologists for better education and got the use of the experienced ones. ESNT is ready to elevate the nephrology education to a whole new level of discoveries.